Okay, today we're working in section 3.7, and earlier, Landon, we went over the formulas for cost, income, and total value. Those should be at the top of your page. And so today we're going to be looking at very similar problems to what we've done in the past in 3.6, but these are going to be more value related. But I want you to remember that still we're going to use our buckets, okay? And why are we using our buckets? Just to help us remember that there's always going to be two things on the bottom and the side that are being multiplied to form the first part of the equation, and then the second part has two parts that are going to form the second part of the equation, and they're going to equal our total. All right, so let's look at the first example. Tickets for the senior class play cost $6 for adults and $3 for students. A total of 846 tickets worth $3,846 were sold. How many students' tickets were sold? Okay, so first of all, we know that we've got two types of tickets being sold. We have student tickets and adult tickets, and there's no way are they related by like one being bigger than another other than the cost. But we do know there's a total of 846. So I'm going to go directly with the question being asked, and I'm going to let S equal the number of student tickets. Okay? And then because there's a total of 846, then 846 minus S would be equal to the number of adult tickets sold. Okay. Now we know it's a total equation, and we know that our total is equal to 3,846. All right. Now let's think about this a little bit, because that's the bottom part of our bucket, right? Those are our let statements. Now we have to talk about the cost part. Well, the cost of each ticket, the student dollars, is 3, so on this side of our bucket would be a 3, and then we would multiply them to get 3S plus adult tickets are $6, so 6 times 846 minus S. And there's my equation. Remember, I've got a multiplier and the let variables. All right, now we simplify. All right, so we get 3S plus, we multiply the 6 to the 846 and to the S, so we get 5,076 minus 6S equals 3,846. We combine like terms, and we get negative 3S, and I'm going to bring the 5,076 to the other side, and I get negative 1230. So then I divide by 3 on both sides, and I get S equals 410. So right off the bat, I'm getting my answer, because that's the only question that's being asked of me. How many student tickets were sold? So there were 410 student tickets sold. Okay? All right. So let's move on to the next question. Very similar, little bit some similar patterns to these questions. Marley makes $5 an hour working after school and $6 an hour working on Saturdays. Last week she made $64.50 by working a total of 12 hours. How many hours did she work on Saturday? So I'm going to let X equal the hours Marley worked Saturday. And then because she worked a total of 12 hours, then 12 minus X would be equal to the hours she worked after school. Okay. All right, but now again, it's a value question, and with thinking of our buckets, there's my buckets. I need something here and something here. So I've got my X here for Marley on Saturday, and on Saturday she makes $6. And then, so it's going to be 6X. Plus, on after school, she makes $5 an hour. So 5 times 12 minus X, making sure we put that 12 minus X in parentheses because it is an expression with addition and subtraction. And it equals a total of the amount she made each for the week, which was $64.50. Okay. All right, so we simplify. 6x plus 60 minus 5x equals 64.50. All right, we combine like terms. We get x plus 60 equals 64.50. I subtract 60 to both sides. And I get x equals 4.50. Okay, now we've got to be careful because it's really not $4.50. Remember, x is the number of hours Marley worked on Saturday. So Marley worked 4.5 hours on Saturday. Okay. All right. So one thing that I want you just to make sure. One thing I want to make sure we don't forget is that we really are trying to have a multiplier along with our variable. Okay. So a multiplier. This 6 and this 5 was the rate of pay times the number of hours worked, and it goes back to that income formula. The income is equal to the hours worked times your wage per hour. Okay. All right, one more example. All right, a collection of 40 dimes and nickels is worth $2.90. Switch to blue. How many nickels are there? All right, so since there isn't one that tells me one's more than the other, I'm going to let n equal the number of nickels. And then it would be, because there's a total of 40, 40 minus n equals the number of dimes. All right, so now we know it's a total question again, so it's going to equal a total of 290. However, this is where you're going to have to use your brain a little bit, and we have to bring in that value of the coins, of the coin. So I know that nickels are worth 5 cents, so 0.05 n plus 0.1 or 0.10, 40 minus n equals 290. Now, honestly, for me, I'm not going to use the decimals. I'm going to clear the decimals. So I'm going to deal with the decimal here, here, and here. And I'm going to make this 5n plus 10 times 40 minus n. So I moved the decimal 2 places for the 5 and 2 places. So I have to move it 2 places here. So it would be 290. All right. So now it's just a little bit easier for me to work with. So I get 5n plus 400 minus 10n equals 290. Okay? All right, so now we're going to clean this up a little bit. So we've got, negative 5n plus 400 equals 290. Subtract 400 to the other side, and we get negative 5n equals, what is that, 110? Minus 110. So then n equals 22. All right, so I go back to the question, which said how many nickels are there? So I'm there. I've got my answer. There were 22 nickels. Okay? All right, I just want to scroll up one more time. I want to just make sure that you know we review this whole thing. Something plus something equals something. Here we're going to put let statement number 1. Here we're going to put let statement number 2. In this box is our total. On the left side here is a multiplier of some sort. In this case, it was like the how much the nickels were worth, or the wage. So something's going to go here, something's going to go here. Those two items are going to get multiplied in the box, okay? So then our equation would come from here. And that's just a way of like helping you remember that you've got to have these two components, this and this, multiplied to get your item for your bucket. Okay? All right, so we're going to stop there, and we're going to review tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you. Bye.